We are more connected than ever. Instant messaging, social media, video calls, and yet, somehow, we've never been more alone. Conversations feel thinner, relationships feel transactional, and the world moves at a speed that makes genuine connection feel like a luxury. But what if this isn't new? What if a philosopher saw this crisis coming a century ago? Martin Buber did, and his warning wasn't just about technology, it was about something far deeper. Martin Buber wasn't just a philosopher, he was a thinker who cut straight to the heart of what makes us human: relationship. Not relationship in a fluffy, let's all get along way, but in the fundamental way that we only exist in relation to others. Buber believed that there were two ways we could move through the world. One way deepens connection, makes us fully alive. The other flattens everything, turns people into functions, interactions into transactions, meaning into noise. And in a world that moves faster than ever, we're drowning in the second. If you've ever felt unseen, unheard, like every conversation is just another exchange of data, Buber saw this coming. And he had a way to think about it that might just change how you see everything. Buber was writing in the early 20th century when the world was shifting fast. Industrialization had already turned human labor into a machine-like process. Cities were growing and mass media was beginning to shape how people saw themselves and each other. Sound familiar? Even then, Buber saw what happens when relationships become about function, not presence. He saw how systems, whether economic, technological, or bureaucratic, slowly strip away the encounter, the realness of meeting another person. He was watching the early stages of a world where connection would be everywhere, but true meeting would become rare. And now we've built entire systems that reward efficiency over depth, speed over substance. Buber didn't see social media, but he saw the forces that would lead us here. At the core of Buber's thinking is this: there are two ways of engaging with the world. He called them I-it and I-thou. I-it is how we usually operate. The world is made up of objects, things to use, to analyze, to control. And people, they become objects too. Not intentionally, but through habit. That barista, that client, that coworker, they become functions in our day, not full human beings. I-thou is different. It's not about using, analyzing, or categorizing. It's about meeting. Seeing someone not as a role, but as a presence, a being, a reality as deep and messy and unknowable as you. Buber never said I-thou is easy, or even common. These moments are rare, fleeting. You can't force them. You can't live in them all the time. But when they happen, when you truly meet another person, another being, it's like touching something beyond yourself. And in a world running on I-it, these moments are revolutionary. So if you think about modern life, every app, every platform, every system is designed to streamline interaction. Dating apps reduce love to swipes. Social media turns relationships into engagement metrics. Work emails strip out nuance, voice, and warmth. We are always connected, but rarely meeting. Buber warned that when I-it dominates, people become commodities. And now we have influencers branding their personalities, employees optimizing themselves like products, friendships maintained through algorithmic nudges. But I-thou still happens. Maybe in an unexpected conversation that makes you feel alive. Maybe in the way a dog looks at you, fully present, fully there. Maybe in music that hits so deeply it feels like it knows you. These moments remind us that we're not just units of productivity or engagement. We are beings in relation. And when we forget that, we don't just lose connection, we lose ourselves. Of course, some might say, so what? Maybe efficiency is the future. Maybe deep connection isn't as necessary as we think. Maybe the world is just moving beyond the need for all this existential reflection. But here's the question. If we really don't need deep connection, then why do we feel the loss of it so deeply? Why do loneliness rates keep climbing despite all our ways to stay in touch? Buber never argued that we should abandon I-it. We need it. We need function, efficiency, roles. But we also need to meet. And right now, we're losing that balance. If we reduce everything to function, what's left? What happens when we're all just its to each other? Buber wasn't offering an easy solution. He wasn't telling us to just connect more or to be more present like some self-help guru. He was asking us to see differently, to notice when we're slipping into I-it mode, to recognize the moments when I-thou is possible. Because connection isn't about being around people, it's about meeting them. And if we don't fight for that, if we let every interaction become transactional, if we forget that presence is what makes us human, then we risk living in a world where we have everything except each other. So here we are in the space between words, you and me. Maybe just for a moment. Maybe this was I-it, another video, another voice in the noise. Or maybe, just maybe, something here met you. If it did, sit with it, let it turn over in your mind. And if you feel like it, and only if you feel like it, drop something in the comments. Not for the algorithm, not for engagement, just because maybe somewhere out there, someone else is looking for a moment of I-thou too.